Foxtrot plays God of War Ragnarok. We're here with Doug, and we're going to continue on to wherever the mind was leading us.
Okay. Oh, shit, I forgot to invite Robert. Oh, crap, I forgot to invite Robert. Well, to be fair, he says he hates this game, so...
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And as much as I would love to press Robert's buttons and have him do more Atreus bashing, it's still a more important...
there's enough Atreus bashing. Atreus... I have enough issues with this gameplay, because secretly, the beginning part of this, it took multiple battles before I achieved this. I just refused to record the consecutive amounts, because I kept getting cheap deaths.
Oh, if you want cheap deaths, you're talking... Because I play Royal Match and Candy Crush, the kings of bad RNG right there. You're like, okay, I just need it at this one spot.
Certainly smells like you're headed into a mine.
God,
I think I can hear the water too.
I do not want to go into a mine shaft.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of darkness? Are you kidding me? God forbid, oof.
It's not exciting.
Mm-mm.
So, I think I found where those righteous were coming from.
They will overwhelm you quickly. Stay close.
Thank me.
Guys, watch out.
Up yours, Mimir.
Not being helpful.
Yeah, right. So,
Nasty hit. You all right, brother?
really, you're broing him? Nice, power
Like,
Geyser.
look, it took me a while to get used to this enough to just be like, all the things. Do all the things to him, and just, there's no way to counter any moves, just don't let him hit you, and just do all the things. So,
Okay.
so that's why you kind of see me just being relentless, because so many deaths. So many. And most of them involve those cheap little bastards right back there.
Oh, really? The facehuggers?
Yeah, because any moment I was like, oh, I even slightly got tapped. Those assholes would mob, and Atreus' non-auto shooting ass would just be like, hey, I see there's enemies. Let me yell about it.
You know, I was gonna ask, like, if he poops those things out, right? God forbid if he ever eats like curry food. You know, they're just gonna, like, imagine diarrhea version of that. Just.
Well, and then they probably have even fiery capabilities beyond what they do. Probably just magma.
That's so.
Pure magma.
I was gonna say that's so Raven. Over that's so true. Wow, Doug. Why am I thinking about that crazy bitch? Moving on. Apparently, the Sister reboot isn't happening, but the Scrubs reboot is.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is good, because Scrubs was actually a really good series.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
You know what's weird, though? Zach Braff went on social medias, because, like, people started, like, harping on his movie that he made, Garden State. You ever watch that? I mean, it's...
I knew he was in it, but I hadn't watched it.
It's essentially a love story, but, like, it was... but, like, it had some funny moments. Like, one of the characters, for instance... He kind of he earned $1 million. I say million, I mean, it's not $1 million. He essentially invented silent Velcro, and the military bought it for, like, X amount of money. And, like, that's one of the characters. But it was mainly a serious story. There were some comedy bits, but, like, for some reason, people just started bashing on it, and, like, I mean, I watched it. I mean, it wasn't terrible.
Okay.
Yeah. What the? Oh, okay, there's just random boat.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I know you said not to, but I can't stop thinking about this.
Wait,
We
what?
spend all of our time fighting bad stuff, and I don't get why we can't do that alongside Tyr.
You do not know him.
We saw his shrines. He's a leader. He stood up to Odin when no one else would. If he's done it before, why wouldn't he do it again?
Images from long ago do not tell a whole story.
Kratos is actually kind of right.
There's the door. Once we get off this, let's check there for Tyr. It's gotta be close.
I mean, Kratos is kind of right. Like, there's no... I mean...
You're putting a lot of hope on a dude you never met.
Me or something.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since we got the Sparto farm, you've been critical of my every move. If you don't think I can lead us, just say so.
It's not your competence that is in question.
Okay? But what does that mean?
Consider your intent.
Wow. Why... This is like the first time I'm seeing Kratos act like an actual dad and giving actually good advice.
It's taken ages to build.
The journey is teaching.
You know, that's one thing that always pisses me off. Whenever you're going from point A to point B, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. No, it isn't! You're literally going to point B for a reason! Yeah. Everything that happens in between is just white noise.
Yeah.
Oh, Doug, you don't have fond memories of your journey to the Grand Canyon with Gabe and them. I'm like, I'm not saying that, but I'm not gonna say like the journey was the best part. No, we got to the Grand Canyon and we had fun there.
It's just how it works out sometimes.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure you'll manage that on your own.
And this is another thing that bothers me. Of all the things that are in those chests, Kratos only takes one bit.
How can I
Good. He goes to touch everything else and it tells him no.
What can I make for you?
Okay. Things left behind.
I'll take them.
Oh yeah, the poems. How much do you get for those? Oh, 200? Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming that's not
Unless
bad.
there's some epic poem that I haven't found yet that's like, that's the only poem he ever wrote? Everyone's been looking for it.
Or's looking up! Why? Why?
Sad thing is its skill, I was like, I like it, but I'm afraid of it at the same time, because the game specifically says precision throw, and I'm like, what do you define as precision throw? I don't know right this moment.
Oh, you think that's
And
weird?
I don't want to get the skill, and I don't know what that is exactly, and then be something like, oh, you can't do that particular thing till me.
Dude, do you think that's weird? Like, because God of War 2, right? There's this mechanic where, there's this suppression mechanic where most troops move at a quarter of their speed. Now, the bad part with suppression is that the only thing that can suppress units is stuff that does courage damage, and you have and you're not given any context as to what courage damage is or any of that nonsense.
Well, damn.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Bloodborne and madness all over again.
Speaking of Bloodborne, I miss Bloodborne so much. Oh, I wish it was released for PC.
That ought to hurt.
Yeah, it's still... Of all the games to be like, no, you can't have this one. Never for your lifetime.
Yeah. Because that's so... At the very least, Armored Core 6 is coming. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up because I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up because all that was shown was a CG trailer. But it's from Software, and and Bloodborne alone is gives me credence to trust them.
They've never wholeheartedly disappointed me with an Armored Core. So
I don't know, dude. You really gonna speak on Armored Core 5? I mean, I didn't even know there was a fifth one. 4 sucked. I can tell you that.
I did play it. It's not amazing in terms of story, but gameplay is still fun.
To be fair,
the story is a little...
when has anyone played Armored Core for its story? It's so vague!
I mean, it is, but there could be quirky characters, so you can get kind of being like, oh, okay, let's see what that guy's feeling. I want to go to that battle. You know, that kind of happens, but for that one, I was just kind of like, oh, am I just here because y'all saw me? Like, I don't feel like I'm really involved. I'm just like, oh no, the enemy saw me across the room because I just happened to enter the area. Not like I'm on a mission. Just like, he was chilling and he saw me. He'd been continuously not wrecking anything or doing shit. He was just like, yeah, I'm here. Cool.
Yeah.
And, and that's much different than the scope of the other one, where it's like, even if you weren't there, shit was actively happening on the field. Like, the field was changing if you delayed in a spot. If it was actually like a full-scale battle, yeah, allies are dead.
Yeah.
They will die.
Yeah.
And in that one, I could sit back and my ally was a little too overconfident and being out there like tanking shit to where I can't even get a hit. It's like, look. Why is this needing an assistant if the assistant can handle it? Couldn't you have just sent him?
Well, I mean, if they go that route, because then you end up in the route of like Dynasty Warriors 4, where your honor guard, yeah, they start out as shit, but when you level them up to the point where they're generals, they're doing more fighting than you are, and I'm just all like, why am I even here?
Yeah. At that point, it feels like you should just be able to send them and then just go to a different place yourself. Do that again. Like, when they achieve that level of power, that they are no longer just NPC. They are, I've taken you under my wing. Then be like, okay, send them out on their own missions to just do shit. Because you know they're not going to lose. And even if they did lose by some means, you know that's some real shit you need to go show up for. Especially depending on who you send. If it's one of your favorites that you put everything into and they're dead, you'll be like, who the fuck's over there? Who? I'm gonna need to go over here and see. Like, this... Because anytime there's a game that has, like, recon missions, or even, like, Disgaea, on Disgaea 5, if I send Metalia somewhere, and Metalia is dead...
Oh, yeah.
That is a concern.
And that will invoke rage from me, because I'm going to want revenge for someone taking down my waifu.
Yeah, because if Metalia is dead, that pretty much says, by default, the only other person who can probably challenge whatever the fuck's over there is Zeta. That's it. Because Metalia can pretty much tank anything, and she's supposed to be built for magic. You can go punch her and she doesn't give a shit. It does barely any damage. She tanks everything. So if she dies in an off-scene mission where I'm not at, I'm usually really concerned about that place. I'm like, how much did this level hype get? Because she's 60, and she's leading the party, and she's dead.
The water flow's blocked.
Something's wrong. There is a boss there.
Yes, agreed. Wait, I'm sorry. Did Mimir read the message? Did the message literally say the waterfall's blocked, or was that just Atreus being stupid?
I wholeheartedly don't know. But then also Atreus is starting to be stupid there.
Okay.
No, you'll start noticing in the dialogue. He'll start getting even more annoying.
Oh
Because
God.
in his tone alone just starts pissing me off.
Oh God. Then I might, depending on what might happen, I might just pull out authoritarian Doug, be like, Robert, you need to come in on the on the Ragnarok videos based on like what you literally based on what happens here. Because like if you're saying that he becomes annoying to the point where he's just all like, it's
well, I mean, officially the DRA is subbed now that we're far enough in time. As Dick riding Atreus, because he won't shut the fuck up about Tyr.
Oh, Jesus.
The whole playthrough is just going to be like, Tyr this, Tyr that, and you're like, you know your own dad's a God of War. Shut the fuck up. Oh, Tyr. You'll see. Just watch when we go through. You're just, all his dialogue is just pure about Tyr. And Kratos is just sitting there. He's just hanging. And I'm just like, wow. I so would imagine that this was older Kratos. He would have just thrown you off the boat. I guess he has matured because you are clearly just talking shit to him in a boat right in front of him in armory. But sure.
That worked. Let's get to the door.
Keep talking about the God of War you don't know when your dad is a God of War.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
It just, I guess it was just me. It just started bugging me as being like, your dad has kept you alive this whole way. And is literally going back to ways he gave up. And your big concern is like, I gotta go find the other God of War that's of this realm. Not my realm, God of War dad. Because Odin seems only intimidated by the prophecy in him, even though clearly he showed up at Kratos' house and was concerned enough to be like, hey Kratos, stop interfering.
Speak as if you know his plan.
I don't know his plan. That's why
Brothers, with Fimbulwinter underway and Ragnarok around the corner, Odin will be desperate. Whatever he's planning to do surely won't be to the benefit of anyone but himself.
Exactly.
Atreus, shut up.
Mimir's trying to soften it, because you can tell in that tone of how Atreus is getting it. Mimir's jumping in and be like, hey. Because he can hear the annoyingness of just riding just on tier. You don't even fucking know it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They hate you upon sight. And then you're like, what? And you're like, yeah, you came over to see him too. Enjoy.
Oh my god, that was fucking great. Like,
It would. He'd be confused and then trying to start crying. And he'd be like, no, bitch, man up. You came to see him.
mm-hmm.
This is here. Say it with your chest.
across the way. There's another door. Maybe that's the one.
Oh, what the? Okay.
Yeah. No, I'll give them that. They scoped out pretty well. Because I was like, wait, do I need to save him? I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's I mean, that's yeah. Never mind. It's terrible monster design.
No, I give their entrance good because half the times those things do skulk the fuck in the scene and I don't even know. They'll just like insta behind me and I'm like, what the? No sound, no cue. I just see prompt that something's behind me, and you're like, how? I came through that door. Where did you come from?
Kevin, at least they're not too white. People, you might be saying, "Whoa, Doug, why are you being all racist there?" I'm referencing a Slab Lounge episode where we watched a Godfrey Ho movie. Kevin lost his shit when he was just like when some white guy was dressed up as a ninja and he instant transmission.
Look, it gave me Dragon Ball Evolution trauma. But it's just.
Well, to be fair, Godfrey Ho movies are known for notoriously bad acting, bad writing, and it's just so bad, it's hilarious. Speaking of, dude, Tommy Wiseau's coming out with another movie.
Oh!
And it's about firefighters.
Oh! Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I just remembered that. Like, it was like...
You know there's gonna be a whole month discussion about where you got the money this time, too.
Where did you get the money for the room? I thought that was self-funded.
Yeah, but then when asked in further detail, he refuses to say anything else. Because he doesn't normally just sit on that amount of money that was needed. He conjured it, but would never tell anybody or disclose anything about the sources of it.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, I wonder if that controversy is going to pop back up with this one. If it's like, so where'd you get the money? He's just going to be like, I have it. And just...
God damn it.
Because any interview you see when they bring it up, that is kind of just his deflect, is like, he got a hold of the money, but he will not tell you any fucking details.
Oh, I'm just pissed off that he's making another movie. The gods, I mean, like...
If you can fund it yourself, who can stop you?
I mean, there are starving children in Africa.
That's not his problem, that's his money. He's not the government.
He's not the government. Yet the
That
world...
sympathy card works with government. Are you gonna walk up to Oprah and be like, Oprah, you ain't giving enough? Like, what?
I mean, that's really hard to say to
Oprah.
Oprah. Wow. That's really hard to say to Oprah, especially considering how that one time she's all like, you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car. Everyone in the audience gets a car. And I'm one of the keys.
But that's what I mean, but it's that context. Is like, she does give back. But if you ran up to her and said you don't give back enough, who are you to argue?
Mm-hmm. That is
and
true.
she's not supposed to give back at all, so if she didn't, she's given her own personal value away.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing with him. If he wants to do a movie, you can't really stop it. Like, if depending on, the only thing holding him up is if no one wants to air it anywhere. He's on his own there. But
Well,
then I
he
said
knows
it's
that-
gonna pop up on YouTube if nothing else.
It's gonna air. It's going to air.
That movie's gonna appear if he fucking makes a movie.
Yes, that movie will show. That movie will.
Because I did back in the past look up watch some of the behind the scenes, not him, but how questions about how it got made and its productions and stuff. And there's a lot of just he willed it into existence. Things it's like, no, you can't get this. It's there. You didn't think he'd have this. He fucking has it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm like, no, it doesn't matter how you try to shut him down. It's gonna get out. They kept telling him the room was not gonna get out. It got out.
Mm-hmm. People,
So it's gonna be the same again.
People, I strongly suggest you watch The Room. It is a terrible movie with horrible acting, worse writing, plot hole. There's more plot holes in that movie than there is in all of Dragon Ball, and you will just walk away completely happy because it is solid
fair,
gold.
Think of it this way. The story is like our galaxy. The plot is one of the planets. The movie's everything else. Everything else happening is right there.
Mm-hmm.
But the plot is one of the planets. But you're not gonna know which one for a while. Don't just assume it's Earth. It's not.
Speaking of,
you'll think, oh yeah, it's definitely no. Some weird shit sometimes.
dude. Speaking of, it's really weird that you brought up the whole planet, the galaxy and stuff like that. I was looking up a video just not now, like earlier today, about strange planets that were discovered, and there's a planet in our not in our immediate solar system. I think it's 80 light years away or something. Well, 88 million. Well, no, 49 light years away or something like that, where the planet is.
Okay,
Get this.
Let's think about how Tears
The
of Rock
planet
was locked up in his mind.
is.
If I were imprisoned by Odin and finally
It's
freed,
so.
Odin would obviously be
It's
at the
so
top
close
of
to
my
the
list,
star
but I just wanna fight something.
that the planet itself is melting, but it rains rocks because when it goes up, when the magma goes up or whatever, when the dust goes up or whatever, it's super hot. But as it gets up into the clouds, it becomes super fucking cold, and then it condenses to rocks. It forms rocks and starts raining down. Now you might be thinking, oh, but that's not the weird part. You'd think that's the weird part. No, it isn't. That planet somehow has a stream of water. Yeah, I'm like, that's the weird part. I'm like, what the fuck?
How was that?
Hey, we still don't know how the rings on Saturn even are a thing. There's a planet that blips in and out of existence, for God's sake.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah. So I'm like, what? I always knew about the Diamond Planet, Earth 2.0, that one planet that's completely water, that's nothing but water.
Yeah.
Is that a relic? Huh.
he's like yoink, and then he falls.
I know, like, it caught me off guard when it happened. I was all like, are y'all trying to slide like old God of War humor in here? What's going on?
Right?
I had a brief moment of like, oh, okay, Kratos just ignoring people's plights? Oh.
What the fuck? Anyway,
collateral damage without a second thought?
Yeah! Oh great, Ted's back.
For a brief moment, I wanted to use the counter, but I forgot my block button.
No, that's fine. It's because it's
I've
Ted.
been aggroing Kratos so much, there's a brief moment where it was like, how do I block?
Yeah, I guess. Stupid Teds. Thank you. Anyway, but yeah, like I knew about like the planet that was completely covered in water, the planet that's nicknamed Methuselah, etc., etc. Yeah, it's so, but like, how do you have a planet that's like 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit on a daily basis and still have a stream of water? Like, burning ice I can get behind. That's already been proven, but like, fucking what?
The only thing I could consider is it's only existent because it's probably sitting in the middle of the transition.
Well, there is a reason. I mean, like it's locked in its axis, so the planet itself doesn't revolve.
Yeah.
So like, but like, so it's probably on the dark side of the planet, because it's super
so
cold.
It probably has a little bit slightly cooler.
Yeah, yeah, but like, still, the odds of that, like, water, that means there could be life on that planet, and they're just all like, yeah, and they're like, and I'm like, what? You literally said in this planet's explanation that if you see the sunrise, it will be your last sunrise because the sun is like, just
nuke.
Yeah, you just get turned into literal dust right off the bat. And I'm just like, but you just said there's water. Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. Since it has the process of doing what the rocks do anyway, that means that water probably isn't like water we could just be chill with, but it's probably just being sustained by a process itself.
I don't know.
Well, as long as the plant has a capability of cooling, it'll probably be like, okay, this vapor can somewhat be there, but I doubt it's like regular, just chilling water.
Jesus Christ, like, seriously, our universe is all manner of, like, awesome.
I mean, it makes things happen when it wants to.
Mm-hmm.
We can try and act like, oh, this is the state of reality. No. We discovered the state of reality. We exist in it. It existed before us.
Mm-hmm.
So, make up whatever rules you want. That doesn't change the fact that if it's happening and you're visibly seeing it, well, that's the new thing now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you just gotta believe.
Yeah.
But join us next time when hopefully you either find Tyr or he'll shut the fuck up about it because Kratos will address it.